What is going on YouTube? And welcome back to my channel, JoJo Speaks. Thank y'all so much for joining me. This being my review for RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 10, episode 10. So we have finally made it to the semifinals. So from the first bracket, we have Irene the Alien, Bosco, and Aja. From the second bracket, we have Mistress Isabel Brooks, Lydia Butthole Collins, and Georges. And then from the third bracket, we have Ginger Minge, Diabetti, and Cynthia Lee Fontaine. So the semifinalists have made it. And our first challenge is the Snatch Game. So a lot of times, typically the Snatch Game is my favorite. Episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. It always is my favorite. I do want to mention just really quickly, I wasn't necessarily happy with the way that Mistress Isabel Brooks made it into the semifinals, the way that she kind of stole those points in the first, in the second week from Nicole Page Brooks and, all that good stuff. But I will say that I am enjoying the fact that Mistress Isabel Brooks is not taking her foot off of Ginger Minge's neck, because I think that Mistress knows that Ginger is a fan favorite, and I think that she knows that Ginger is probably slated to win All-Stars 10, and I love how Mistress is, shading Ginger, left and right, and, trying to maybe try to turn the girls against Ginger. I'm sorry, I'm just enjoying that. But anyways, so to be honest, I can't even remember all of the characters that the girls ended up playing, but I will admit that, I was expecting for Mistress to do very well. She landed in the top three of her season 15, for the Snatch Game, playing Rosie O'Donnell, even though I don't know if she was necessarily playing Rosie O'Donnell or just a Jersey woman. But, anyways, I thought Mistress was going to do well. And so for some reason, when I was watching the Snatch Game, I kept getting Aja and Mistress mixed up because, I don't know. I wasn't thinking straight. But anyway, so Mistress did end up playing Natalie Nunn. She had the extended chin forward, and but she really wasn't embodying Natalie Nunn the way that a true Snatch Game player would. Ginger Minge played Reba McEntire. Cynthia Lee Fontaine played Dracula. Aja played this trans woman from the ballroom scene, with the big breasts and things of that nature. I really don't remember what everyone else was playing, but I will say though that this particular Snatch Game was a little bit boring, like just a little bit boring. Even Ginger Minge really wasn't even that funny to me. Yes, she was, playing as though she was at a call center for, doing S work, to put it lightly, for YouTube. But yeah, it was, Raja and Raven, they were the two contestants for the show. I thought that was cute. I loved the hat that Raja was wearing. I loved Raja's entire outfit. Raven looking painted, for the gods as usual. But Snatch Game was a little bit boring. I was disappointed with the way that things went. And when we got to the runway was pretty, it was okay. I mean, it was, a suit that turned into a gown or something of that sort. I thought Georges probably had the best look on the runway. I did love her look. Ginger Minge, her suit looked very bulky, but of course it was looking bulky because she was turning it into a wedding dress and it was all that tulle and stuff like that. So I understood that. Mistress's outfit, it looked ill-fitting. That the fat suit that she wore at the beginning, it didn't look real. It didn't look realistic to me. It just looked like a fat suit. And then she turned into this beautiful gown. It looked decent, but you still saw the enlarged legs at the bottom. So I don't know. It was lackluster to me. So the bottom two ended up being Mistress and Cynthia Lee Fontaine. Ginger Minge did win the Snatch Game episode, which I'm not surprised by whatsoever. But once again, I don't think that her performance was anything to write home about. But, it is what it is. She's won all three Snatch Game. All these, well, not all three Snatch Games, because she did lose the All-Stars 2 Snatch Game. But, shout out to Ginger Minge for winning. Again, I still have a feeling that Ginger Minj is probably going to win this season of All Stars. But we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that that doesn't happen. But I really want Irene the Alien to win. That's who I want to win All Stars 10. But I did love the lip sync. The lip sync was my favorite part of the show. The Mistress and Cynthia Lee Fontaine were lip syncing to "Who's Zooming Who" by Aretha Franklin, and it was the a cappella version. And I loved that lip sync. Both girls did a great job. I saw some reactions saying that didn't seem like she knew the words, but I think that Cynthia did a pretty good job, especially at the beginning. And, to evoke all of those runs and things of that nature that Aretha be doing, it's a whole lot. We saw Tatiana have that issue in season 2 in her lip sync against Jujubee. Uh, I think they were lip syncing to "Natural Woman," if I'm not mistaken. Um, no, no, no. They were lip syncing to "Giving Him Something He Can Feel." Yes, that's what they were listening to, lip syncing to. But anyways, I loved Mistress's outfit, and I really liked Cynthia's outfit as well. I loved the hair, the red hair that she was wearing. I loved the jumpsuit that she was wearing. I loved her makeup to accentuate her lips. So I loved that. But anyways, Mistress ended up winning the lip sync. Cynthia went home. Now, during the intro of this semifinals, RuPaul said for the next 2 weeks. So it seems like the semifinals is only going to be 2 weeks long, but I don't know how they're going to go from 9 to 3. I'm still confused about how that's going to go. So if you guys know, let me know down in the comments. But I thought the episode was okay. It wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my least favorite, but it was just okay. But what did you guys think of this episode of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 10, episode 10? Let me know down in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big red subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. Takes less than a second to mash that thing. So go ahead and mash it. Leave me a thumbs up. Also press the notification bell. Once again, I am your host, JoJo Speaks from Faithful Warrior Ministries. Please be sure to join me every Thursday night at 8 p.m. for my Hot Topics and Social Commentary show. My sister and I, Jennifer, aka the Light of the Leo, always have a great time with my Hot Topics and Social Commentary show. So make sure to join me on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. See you guys on the next video. Peace out, y'all.